movie theaters have largely stayed the same since their inception. One big screen and an auditorium full of people. Granted, some screens feature IMAX projection, 3D projection, and newer technologies promising to immerse their audiences even more. Nonetheless, not too much has been changed in the viewing format. But what if we deviated from that? What if we really pushed for immersion and made audiences feel like they were in the movie? With virtual reality, that is becoming the case. Yet, people still go to theaters. Kanye West was an artist considering these realities. As a creative, he wanted to see something new. Something that could inspire audiences to nurture their imaginations and not simply watch a movie, but to experience it. West took it upon himself to be the innovator who planted his flag in the ground in the name of art. Why have one screen in a room when you could have 7? But of course, Kanye needed a film to show how this could all be possible. So he unveiled the sinister title that would become ingrained in the minds of music fans everywhere, Cruel Summer. The film was a story about a young car thief named Raffi, who falls in love with a blind Arabian princess. But in order to win her hand in marriage, he must overcome a series of trials. If passed, then the princess's father would allow Raffi to marry her. The narrative is loosely based on Arabian folktales. The film was directed by Kanye and ALEXANDRE Morse. The piece was created in the spirit of film auteurs like Steve McQueen and TARSEM. It would be one of Kanye's most unique projects to be distributed by his company Donda.
But when you sit and you have a meeting with a company and show them the most innovative take on theater, because you thought of it one night while you were sitting on top of Watch the Throne set, and I designed the set with Ed Devlin, and I thought of, okay, surround vision. It should be a screen above you, below you, to the left or right of you, and in front of you also. Then I paid my own money. Then I shoot a film in Qatar with 3 camera crews, with Nate Brown, Virgil, Matt William, Nabil, 3 camera crews over 5 days, edited over 30 days, show it in Cannes the night before Amphar on the beach, build it in a pyramid with Rem Koolhaas's agency, design the entire thing, put editors in it, blah, blah, blah. People give a standing ovation. I do an interview in New York Times the next year to say, hey, I did this and I want to let you know I did it, right? Yeah. And then it doesn't get mentioned in the interview. And a week later, they do an interview with George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, and they're talking about what the next frontier of theater will be and how it'll be higher priced tickets and it will be something that's surrounding you and blah, 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 but maybe it's in the goggles. I said, wait a second. I just only did the interview to tell people that I invented it. I made it.
I just like the fact that I was able to take my position as a musician, as a rapper, and as a celebrity, and be able to invest in a project with a company to that level. Music has been like a Trojan horse for me to really create art again. Like, what do you think I spend the most time on when I'm creating a tour? The visuals. That's what I spend the most time on. I am more of a visual artist and more of a product person. I am a producer. I am a production of me.
The film Cruel Summer was the first part of an art project spanning 2 different mediums. His crew would make visual appearances in the film, but every good movie needs a score. A soundtrack needed to be made.
Knowing that it was like based around a film too, like Cruel Summer is a movie that Kanye cooked up and then like approached it as a soundtrack, and like what Push was saying is just about like MCs coming with their verses, artists coming with whatever they bring, whatever fit right. It's like a good environment for creativity.
Featuring production from a wide array of producers, the album maintained a dark theme with grandiose soundscapes. The Good Music roster, while full of talent, found solidarity in a common mentor. While Kanye West's relationships with his artists have had an ebb and flow, West still remains the Mr. Miyagi of his crew.
I think it sort of probably started with the whole Good Friday thing, with the My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Like just the whole idea of putting out verses and laying down verses and just, whatever fits the track is just what makes it.
From the cold sneers of Pusha T, the melodic sounds of TEYANA, and the fun-loving bouncy flow of Big Sean, Good Music was showing itself to hold a diverse array of creatives.
it's grind day from Friday to next Friday. I've been up straight for 9 days, I need a spy day.
Yeah, I'm talking re, yeah, I'm talking B. Nigga, I'm talking me.
Mercy, yo chick, she so thirsty.
Yeah, it's prime time, my top back, this pimp game. Spit rounds like a gun range, beat it up like Rampage.
I was born by a late chicken shack in a church. That mean the flow got wings and it come from the dirt. Golly,
I could never sell my soul, I gave it back to God at my christening. She see the dust is so obvious. Run from home after the night, we up out it.
yeah, I remember when I'm tripping on so many pills. The figure that they know I knew.
I remember when the pilot closed the door, said it's time for liftoff. You said what you choose me for.
Nah, but that's what it's about. It's like, you always gotta make it better than the last time. Kanye has nitpicked so many of my verses in the past, and all of our verses and songs and stuff. So it's like, man, my goal is to try and write a verse that he's not gonna say nothing about.
In many ways, Cruel Summer was a musical ode to Chicago. In 2012, the popularity of Chicago drill music had been reaching its peak, with Chief Keef being essentially the poster boy of Chicago drill MCs. His song, I Don't Like, shoved the movement into every internet kid's face.
Sneak this up, that's that don't like.
Its music video, directed by D. Gaines and featuring Lil Reese, and a cameo from Young Chop, showed off the raw energy that artists like Keef were bringing to the music. Another genre that was inspiring West was Chicago house music. After Watch the Throne, Kanye was showing his knack for making raw, anthemic, and dark tracks that had its finger on the pulse of culture.
They wanna find me not breathing like they found Mike. A girl to run her mouth only out of spite, but I never hit a woman, never in my life. I was in too deep like Makai Fife.
At the beginning, when I first got there, it was just, we was just starting and getting producers together and different production that we wanted to get together. And we all flew in and just went in, man. It was really kind of fun though, because, I'd never just been in the room with all of them at one time to be able to see how they think and see how they record and different things like that. So, it helped me a lot just to take little, things from different people.
But it still contained welcome reminders of Kanye's sample-based roots. The album was shrouded in mystery, even to those working on it. Kanye was wary of people leaking songs early. No emails were sent, and extreme precautions were taken to ensure nothing would be stolen. Anthony Kahn, known as the Twilight Tone, is a producer who grew up in Chicago. His work is inspired by the deep house music of artists like Frankie Knuckles and hip-hop artists like Divine Force and others. Anthony co-wrote the Cruel Summer tracks Mercy, Don't Like, and The One.
When they ask you who I'm you just tell them that I'm the one.
The menacing sample that serves as the foundation of Mercy quotes a biblical verse, speaking of the weeping and gnashing of teeth that serve as the soundtrack to Hades.
Well, it is a weeping and a mourning and a gnashing of teeth in the dance hall, and who all think will run pon them come, cause when time it come to my sound, which is the champion sound.
On Mercy, Twilight Tone suggested that the drums be retuned to circumvent the traditional sounds of trap music.
Okay.
I put a weird ass fucking this Jamaican sample. It's like it works at first, but it's not till I put like the that it sounds like art or sounds slightly wrong. And now we'll go to the radio. Now that it's wrong, motherfucker. Now play this.
I listen to him, and he doing certain things by taking like a tink, might be in the track, ting, ting. I'm like, yo, no one hears that, bro. No, that sound I can't stand. Like, can't add this. But when you hear the finish, the finish part, you be like, okay, I knew why you take the tink out.
Right. This wasn't just a project for the new. Kanye and the Good Music roster are backed up by some of the most legendary MCs. And each artist is given their own moment to shine as they strive to keep the audience hyped up.
600 Cuban cigar in the big tub, medallion on Dove soap on a fresh cut. Barbecue and blow in the back of the crib, sitting and counting, smoking the split. This shit's a gift. People too convinced that my money's getting rinsed. Halubi 7-inch, they TMZ me through my tent.
for the Cuban, another 30 for the Jesus. Believing ourselves when nobody else believed us.
New God Flow is a hard-hitting track with an infectious Ghostface Killah sample. Similar braggadocio abounds.
Shake that body, party that body. Come and have a good time with G.O.O.D.
Hold up, I ain't trying to stunt, man, but the Yeezys jumped over the jump, man. Went from most hated to the champion God Flow. I guess that's a feeling only me and LeBron know.
It was like a dream for Pusha to be on a record with Ghostface, for Sci-Hi to be on the same record as Raekwon and Common.
Even during the creation of the album, there was still a focus on visuals. Cruel Summer's album art featured a classical sculpture aesthetic. It was no stock photo or even a photo at all. The art was 3D modeled and rendered down to every detail. Designer Joe Perez spoke of the long process in creating the art.
We just got like, I think 3 or 4 images that Fabian had taken in Italy of interiors and ceiling sculptures. So that was a directive, you know, so that we started playing around with these images, and 200 covers later, we had a cover, but it took that many to figure out, you know, what I guess was speaking to Kanye and inspiring him at the time.
It got to a point I had that album artwork in front of me while I was working on the songs, and I would listen and say, does this song sound like this packaging looks?
While not a perfect album, there are many moments that really validate the curation of good music's artists. And you're able to hear how certain artists' strengths play off of each other. Pusha's sinister performance spoken against Ye's fiery vocals make them a perfect match.
Matching Daytona's rose gold on us. Going ham in the beats that took a toll on us. Well, since you overdo it, I'ma pour more. Well, if you going coupe, I'm going 4-door.
To have an artist like TEYANA Taylor come right after R. Kelly, who on a technical level is one of the greatest singers alive, is brave.
To the world, from the ground to the moon, hills to the mountains, yeah, here's to the roof. Give it up, won't let you deny me, making you love me, making you love me.
However, Kid Cudi seemed to be a bit of an outsider. His sound and persona couldn't really mesh with a song like Mercy. Thankfully, instead of only features, he gets his own track.
And then they know the deal, look for real. I'm just doing my thing, if you know what I mean, get it right.
Now, deep album cuts like Creepers have been largely overlooked. Cudi expressed disappointment for his lack of contribution. He says, "I was a little disappointed, but Kanye had a vision for that. Whatever that vision was didn't include much of me. I was bummed because I could have contributed. I'm a good asset." Later on, he says that Creepers was a jam I was holding on to for a while. It was waiting for that perfect platform, and it happened to be great for that album, speaking of Cruel Summer. In the song Sin City, we hear the work of a new friend of good music. A young Travis Scott lends his talents to the track.
Stepped in the hell, cause when it got cold, don't look in the eyes, you might see straight to her soul.
While receiving moderately positive reviews, Kanye asserted that the album still had a very special place in 2012. Cruel Summer shows us a Kanye who is in transition, someone who is dreaming big and promising the world the greatness that he can bring through his creativity. From music to movies, fashion, and architecture, this is a man who believes that he can do anything. This is his calling card, the movie and the score, a project to show the world just how successful he could be in multiple mediums at once. Fast forward to 2018, and we have witnessed good music's chemistry at work once again. With Kanye producing albums for himself, Pusha T, Kid Cudi, and TEYANA Taylor, time has shown that their creativity has only skyrocketed. As seasoned artists, the growth that they've shown has only made the era of Cruel Summer feel that much more special.
This isn't the beginning of the conversation. This isn't the end of the conversation. It's our offering as a collective of a sonic snapshot of what's happening right now, 2012, this Cruel Summer.
The project was a time capsule for West and good music, preserving a time of transition and of collaboration that is looked back on much more fondly for fans than it was by critics.
This the movie and the score.
What up, squad? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can hit the subscribe button. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram by clicking the links below. Until next time, thanks for watching All Def Music.